Great rise. Great rise. All right, let's see if we can. I'm trying to figure out how the light go. Should be on me. Baby, won't you focus on me? What up, though? Hold on. Hold on. Greetings. Shamana, baby. Great rising. Hold on. All right. All right. We're going to figure it out. Okay. Come dance with me, bones. Come dance with me. Dance in the desert tonight. Dance in the desert tonight. Great rising. Great rising. I'm going to make sure the cookies stay in the jar. Great rising. Great rising. All right, hold on. Peace and power. I'm so excited every time I come to you. Every time we come together, goddamn. Every time we come together. Great rising. Okay. All right, hold on. That's peace. All right. I love you so much. A libation of praise and adoration. Yeah, to all our guides, living and deceased. You know what I mean? Ashe. All right. All right. Great rising. All right. A little Wi-Fi off. All right, I think we're ready to roll. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. So if you are in here and you're in the house of love, the house that love built, and you can go, I'm on live now in the house that love built also. That way you have your family and your interactions and shit if you wanted them all in the same place. Great rising, Lachey. I miss you. Great rising. Listen. Listen. Hey now, Lachey, you love hard like me. Somebody asked me recently on Profoundly, am I fulfilling my life's purpose so that I don't have to come back here again reincarnated? And I used to believe that depending on whether or not you meet your marks, you'll come back. But now I believe that we meet our marks every time. Whatever marks you meet are the marks you were sent to meet, and or don't, you know. And so I would choose then in that case, even having met my mark, I would choose to come back over and over and over. I had some friends over yesterday. This is completely random. I had some friends over yesterday and they were telling me what all I should be doing. They're like, there's no reason why you should ever have lack, because you give away so much. They're like, it's possible to be a prophet, to be called to do the work, of the spirit, and still give away so much that you're supposed to hold on to, or give away so much to the wrong people. And they were telling me about this leadership quiz. I've never taken a leadership quiz, and they were talking about the 3 different kinds of leaders and listen, talking about all these kinds of leaders and shit. And they said the first leader, they said they would explain to me the first level leader and the third level leader, which was the highest. And then they would just let me know that the middle was just the neutral one, the one that fell right in the middle. And so they said the struggle leader, all right, which would have been the tier 1, the struggle leader inserts himself or herself in the struggle. Okay, it's not your struggle alone, it's our struggle, boots on the ground. Okay. Yeah, that teacher, like in the struggle, part of the struggle, doesn't want to be recognized as a teacher, like and then the middle, like I said, is a little bit of that, and then a little bit of the third tier. And the third tier is the leader that does accept leadership, that does accept headship, that does accept the authoritative position and moves in it. All right. and does move in it, not without shame or fear that a motherfucker will be like, who are you? And what, how do you, like, this third tier leader, this third tier leader recognizes that they've been in the trenches long enough, recognizes that their spot is no longer in the trenches, and now they want to guide the people through. So essentially, the third tier leader is a teacher of teachers. You understand what I'm saying? Like, once you get to that point, I'm okay teaching the struggle teachers. And it's like, damn. They're like, yeah. And I was telling them about how much of a struggle teacher, how much of a struggle leader I am. And they're like, actually, no. Actually, no. We've been with you for a while. We've been in the trenches with you. Started from the bottom. You've been live for a while. And they're like, no. And now you teach teachers. There are pastors and shamans and fucking voodoo priestess and fucking oracles that come to you. Like, you're teaching teachers. And so until you accept that tier, as long as you try to shrink yourself into that first tier, you're going to keep finding yourself bumping your head. You got to stop fucking around with the fuck around. And I guess when they're calling it leaders and they're talking about tiers and shit, I can feel myself trying to shrink to, because I don't want to be so big that motherfuckers can't fuck with me. I don't want to be so big that you can't see me, and I don't want to be so bright in light that you blinded and you don't catch shit, you know? But last night I talked to, fucking Zulu shaman. Last night I spoke to Credo Mutwa. No, the motherfucker didn't call me. he came to he came to me. He came to me in a vision and gave me his book again. He gave me his book again, and it was highlighted the page that actually says the Sangoma is the teacher of teachers. All right. The High Sanusi, the Sangoma, the lore master, is a teacher of teachers. It is a position, a big one, a scary one, especially in the day and age where everybody want to know what paper you got, who initiated you. I had to tell them, like I've been telling them, I was initiated by the walls of my mother's womb. I'm just going to keep doing the work I've been called to do, So I'm thankful. I was sitting there listening to them have this conversation, and a part of me was dying on the inside because, I be wanting to defend myself and shit. It's the 9 in me. Like, who the fuck, what the fuck. But the truth is, I told them, all right, you got me. I do have a Patreon, and there's a $7.20 charge per month. And after we did a retreat and we went to New Orleans and we was in Tennessee and we done been to fucking Arkansas, we done seen each other and we done did the Congo, and yeah, we done fucked around with the fuck around. And like, after all of that, all of those sisters that love me and are the closest to me, the ones that I know the best, are the ones that said the tier should be a little bit higher, Ife. You know what I mean? You got to go up a little bit, Ife. We don't mind supporting you. Take it up a notch. I mean, even that was hard for me. I lost sleep and didn't do it for 2 months because I felt like to ask for $9 a month it's too much. I'm like, shit, I ain't. I'm like, damn, nigga. Ife got them Netflix prices. Yeah, and she's not showing All American. But yeah, anyway, it's peace. I am learning slowly, and gratitude to you for being with me through through the transition and shit, through the transformations. Gratitude for your love and gratitude for your affection. All right, let's work. Mm. Hopefully we've been moving. Hold on, this shit. Water might have got good to a nigga. Hold on. Listen, if you're feeling dehydrated, it's a lot warmer outside. Your body's working a lot harder. The pollen and shit. A lot of things are changing. Evolution is happening. Motherfuckers be like, man, it's Trump. It's President Trump. Don't get that motherfucker that much power, B. Don't get that motherfucker that much power. But we're gonna be in Sacred Woman today. I believe we're picking up a page. Is it 88 or maybe 188? I think it's page 88. And yeah, we're talking about the menstruation, talking about cycles. I am trying to find, in the absence of the document from, oh, you know what? Hold on before I say that. Lachey, I was telling you about the struggle leaders and shit because you remind me of me, and that you say like, I don't know if you know it, but you say all the time that you ain't fucking with social media. Like you be like, I ain't fucking with social media. I need you be like, I'm gonna just have to go in my shell. Like, you know what, y'all know I love y'all. I'm about to go in my box for a minute. Be like, you know what, my page closed for spiritual maintenance, and that motherfucker don't never close, and you don't never go away. And I'm proud as fuck with that. I'm proud as fuck with that because every time I see something, I be like, I see a close for spiritual maintenance update, and I be like, fuck. Shit, is she going under? And then you be back with that motherfucking black power. And I be like, yo, man, my team healers, man. My team healers. We gonna be here. We gonna be here. Yeah, we gonna be here. We gonna come back and do this thing like we do this thing. And one of the very first ancestral visions I had was of Harriet Tubman. You know what I mean? And it wasn't her like talking to me. I was she. You know what I mean? I recognized the frequency of Harriet, but she wasn't there. I couldn't see a woman. I could only see from mine eye. And when I looked at my hands, they weren't my hands. And when I looked at my feet, they were so fucking, my feet was so beat the fuck up. My feet was so beat the fuck up. It wasn't even the same color of my toenail polish. And so I knew that it was, I knew that they weren't my feet, but I knew then, and the message was keep the light on, keep the light on, keep the light on for them. Hold the door open. I didn't realize at that point either that I was a gate opener. I had no idea who the fuck Legba was, Jeb was, or Jesus, true shit. But the message was hold the door and leave the light on. And to me, even I'm sure that that revelation is what has me stuck as struggle leader. I remember telling motherfuckers, like, you can ascend and you can go forward and you can grow, but I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be right here creating a space for people who still don't know what the Ankh is. Because like, you can't ask about the Ankh. You can't even ask what RBG mean if you just don't fucking know. But motherfuckers will tell you a new one. It's red, black, and green, by the way, the Pan-African flag, Marcus Garvey. But that's it. So it's easy for me to want to stay at the beginning or stay at the bottom so that I can help and escort any and all fresh members coming through. But I have made a commitment to myself to start rising again at 420, like I did when my clairvoyance was first gifted to me. And so today was the first day, and it was it was beautiful. It's been dope as a motherfucker. All right, so let's keep on going. Let's yeah, the shade. I don't think I'm talking no shit either. I love that shit. It makes me feel. It validates me. Like I told you too. I was like, I'm fasting from twisting my hair. I ain't gonna lock my hair up for a year. I'm gonna wait. And now all of these locks have become 20. Listen, you see all of this at the root of these joints. Hold on now. You see this? It's just 20 of these guys. We're the big joint. This one right here, done swallowed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I legit have, this is a big one too. I have 20 locks now. I had retwisted my hair not too long, and it took about 18 clips to get the whole job done. I say that to say, but I'm about to twist this motherfucking wig up as soon as I get a fresh hour. As soon as I have an hour that I'm not supposed to be doing something else, I'm gonna take the time to do that. And I don't want nobody on me like, bitch, you said you was gonna find what you said. Fuck y'all. They got to change my mind. All right. Okay. No, I can't do this. This one is not what I like. Oh, great. Okay, cool. All right. So say, girl, I was just reading the comment and shit. If you can't see what's going on in the house that love built, no shade, I'll share. Girl, I was in Family Dollar thinking I was having a hot flash. Old lady heard me and started talking about menopause. I did. It's crazy you talked about that too. That's beautiful. Listen, oh great spirit, gratitude. We're supposed to be talking about menstruation, and we're supposed to be talking about the absence of it. And menopause is, of course, on the menu. And that you said hot flashes in particular. I spent this past weekend in South Carolina with my mother and grandmother. And that's a whole nother conversation too. Fuck. All right. So I had a conversation with my grandmother and my mom, and they were talking about hot flashes. And they described it as, I thought when the way they described it, you know, that little thing on SpongeBob, the little astronaut, I think it's a squirrel. I think it's a squirrel on SpongeBob. The thing that it has, it's got the globe thing around is, hold on. It looked like an astronaut suit. It looks like an astronaut suit. Okay. I'm trying to find this squirrel. Okay. All right. So yeah, the way they described it, they're talking about like it feels like heat. Okay. So this is a good picture for me. Hold on. It's a lot of light, so you gotta work with me. All right. You see that? All right, so I just want you to pay attention to the helmet part because this is how they describe it. Now, this is the suit that keeps whatever the fuck this character's name is safe. She's a squirrel, so she should not be living underwater, and she does. And whatever the fuck this is, keep all the water out. Keep all the water out so nothing is in there but her oxygen. And both of these women describe this feeling to me as having heat trapped in their heads, heat trapped in within their skulls, and there's no way they to just that you seems like the only relief would be to cut to let something out or something in, and then like the heat come in and it just stay right here and there's nothing you can do, and you want to put your head out the car window like a dog, like yeah, yeah. The hot flashes are real. The hot flashes are real. I wish that there were more women that were willing to practice clean eating, like very clean eating, sacrificial clean eating, where you compromise, like where you legit walk away from things that you used to love because those things don't love you. Imagine that, our relationship with food being like our relationship with people. You like motherfuckers in the late of the night, you like to hit and quit. Yeah, you like the sweet motherfuckers that ain't no goddamn good for you. Then as soon as a motherfucker coming around ready to make you wealthy, healthy, wealthy, and wise and shit, you be like, he ain't got no salt on him. Listen. All right, hold on. All right. Let me get my book before I fuck around with the fuck around and we don't read. Uh yeah. Those heat flashes sound extremely painful. And I was trying to get more information on teachers like Layla Africa and Jewel Pookrum who teach that for Black women, I'm saying, and could be for other women, but that ain't who I'm talking about, that the cycle in Black women, who these scholars have studied, is unnatural. Okay. And in almost all of the things that I find, I'm looking for videos so I can find them saying it or an actual, book. I'm sure it's in one of Layla Africa's book, but I would have to read all of them to know which one. So I'm trying to find that. But what's most bothersome is that in almost every conversation or article that I find this, so many women are immediately defensive and are immediately like, no, this is some cockananny fuck shit. I don't know what cockananny means. This is some cockananny fuck shit. Whoever made up this niggerdom is, oh, and the truth is, it's easier to take that stance than it is to believe that there is something that my mothers, and my grandmothers have done terribly, terribly wrong. It's much easier to accept that whoever the fuck is saying that this period is unnatural is wrong than it is to believe that I am building fibroids in my babies. That's right. The same great mothers that talk about how one day they hope to have grandchildren are already impregnating their daughters with fibroid tumors. Listen, I guess that is hard to hear. It would be much easier to say, oh, a motherfucker making something up. But let's be real. Um, and yes, animal, like I said, for me, without reading anybody's text, just looking at nature, animals do menstruate, but they do not bleed out. They do not bleed out, family. And that's a problem. This rich, heavy, red blood, like it's fresh, family. It's fresh. And I was told also that my period is the lining of my uterus and some shit. And so these are the old eggs that you didn't use and shit. And that old shit should come out dark. And it always comes out bright, red, and fresh, like hemorrhaging. Like, listen, if we never knew nothing about a period, if nobody never told us shit, and we was just out here in the woods, me and you, from the time we were little to the time we got big, do and listen, from the time we were little to the time we got big, anytime we see a fresh blood coming out rushing and rich and heavy, we are concerned because that represents an open wound. If my eye bleed out like that, my nose, my mouth, my ass, my fucking armpit, if anything bleeds out to that degree, it would be a concern. I'm not quite sure why we accept that for ourselves, why we accept it as the only way. The majority of the women that I have had personal conversations with that hear of this, like I said, they're more defensive and more convinced that this is rhetoric, and they opt not to eat clean to test the theory. Those women who have tested the theory have a completely different take on this. All right, there are women who we've gone through the womb journey together, whose periods have gone down from 5 days to 2 or 3, who's gone from cramping and being immobilized and unable to work to being able to push through, and yeah, a 2-day cycle of no pain. All right. There were sisters that have followed that could saturate a super pad within a 2 hour span. There were so many women that would tell me, I wear a super tampon and I wear a pad. And within 4 hours, the super tampon, I have the pad on because the super is saturated and is starting to come down on its own. Yo, if we feel like this is natural, you know, that's sad. Crazy enough. Listen, all right, we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on going. I know that for me, um, I know that for me, ovulation is natural. Menstruation is not. Not for everybody, but for me, when I eat cleaner, it's no bullshit. Yesterday, I had spaghetti. I didn't even have spaghetti. I'm not able to eat canned red, like jar tomato sauce and canned tomato sauces. Those things give me indigestion bad, and I think it's the acid in them. All right. It's also the reason why I'll be feeling like maybe ketchup isn't really tomatoes, because it's also a shelf tomato byproduct, but it doesn't impact me as negatively as these two things. So usually if I have tomato paste, tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce, marinara sauce, any of these things from the can or a jar will give me heartburn later. Yesterday I wanted spaghetti so bad, but I know this about myself. And my Vitamix has been stolen, so I can't make my own sauces like I used to. And so, shit not sweet. So I make this spaghetti for the girls, and put the sauce in. And before I put their little meat in, because I have been cooking them lean meat lately. Before I put their meat in, I decided I'm gonna take 1 spoon of it. Then I decide, Ife, you don't need that noodle. Maybe if you just taste this, just do right here with the tomato that done smashed up the side of the pot. And I was like, listen, I sucked that shit good. And no 30 seconds later, I might have came back and looked under my nail to make sure I ain't missed nothing. Oh God, I could taste the sugar in those canned things so easily. But this is the thing that fucked me up though. It was about 30 minutes later that my lips started to swell up right here. Okay. I don't have no tomato allergy. I don't have no acid allergy. That spirit saying, bitch, get your life in order. I don't have those allergies. But the same thing that happens internally started to happen externally now. I love knowing that if those things, when things start to come on the outside, motherfuckers start to do something about it. It was cool till motherfuckers could see it and call your ass out on it. Now something got to happen. I also started to spot yesterday. My cycle came on already on the 3rd of the month, and it was gone by the 6th. But yesterday, last night, I spotted. I went to pee, and there were little singes of pink on the tissue. Like, and for me, it happens that way. If I eat something that I know I'm not supposed to have, right? If I eat something that's unhealthy, all right, immediately my body begins to respond. And I'm sure it's now because for those of us that aren't experiencing this all the time, I've heard people say, I can eat Taco Bell and it don't fuck with me. Girl, I can have milk and it don't even hurt my stomach. I understand that our cells are so much like us that they often become calloused. A lot of our bodies, a lot of smokers don't cough no more because your lungs have given up. They already know you out to kill them, and they already just hardening themselves so that they can just sustain themselves for as long as they can. Um, yeah, it's the same way with our stomachs. All right, it's the same way with every part of our body. Even our fucking feet started to grow calluses. Like, oh, you just gonna keep beating me up? Fuck it, I'll protect myself. All right, our cells do the same thing. Hold on, I think we're going to page 88. All right, so Jewel Pookrum does have a video on how we're different, because in both Layla Africa and Jewel Pookrum, they do speak to the difference in Black women. All right, and I know motherfuckers like, oh, we're all the same. I get that, but it's some shit that's different. Let's just be real. It ain't got to be out here racing and judging people. I ain't trying to do all of that shit. I'm just saying we fucking different, B. They telling us we're the same, and we are not the same. It's okay for us to not be the exact same. The truth is, there are there are some difference, anatomically speaking. Okay, the physiology of us and shit must be different. I read maybe 2 or 3 years ago that redheads, not that they have no souls, that was a whole nother study. Like, I read in some medical references that red hair individuals require more anesthesia to be put down. All right. So when going into major surgeries, you might require this amount of anesthesia and she might require that amount. But someone with red hair, the chemical in their body that makes them produce red hair is something hey, it ain't receptive to the anesthesia. It ain't receptive to the anesthetic. And so they have to use double the amount, damn near. You understand? How? Because we're not the same, and that's okay. We're all chemical compounds. We're all chemical compounds. That's why they're telling you that you're more susceptible to some diseases than others, or Black women more commonly have this, or white children more commonly have that, because they keep telling us half truths. All right, they keep telling us half truths. So just be mindful that yeah, you got to do all the work to find out what works for you individually, so you're not missing anything. So you're not missing anything. Yeah, come on now, B. I I know we different, and I like that shit about us. I like that. To me, I was telling a brother recently. He's like, "Damn, your skin is so fucking beautiful. That shit is so fucking black. That shit is so fucking smooth." And I'm like, yeah, you know what's dope though? Your wife's complexion. You know what's dope though? How smooth your wife's skin is. You know what's super dope? How long her skin been loving you. And what's even more dope is that nothing would make me or her more beautiful except standing next to one another so that people could see our variations. He like, huh? I'm like, picture me in a banging ass outfit. He like, uh-huh. And I'm sitting there by myself. Bow. He like, uh-huh, with the bomb ass background. Uh-huh. Now picture a woman who looks exactly like me, but the exact opposite complexion right behind me to mirror my image. What you see? Balance. Exactly, nigga. Our variations make us peace. Our variations make us peace. Hold on, right. Mhm. Remind me to introduce y'all to Dick and Gregory on Friday. So we got, listen, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. But we do have two. Hold on, let me make my announcement the proper way. Then we're going to get to the text. Is the mic on? Show me the baby. Listen. Listen, we do have some new additions to the altar of the Jed. All right, we do have new additions to the altar of the Jed. Yeah, we have named them Dick and Gregory. Oh shit, I think I snorted. Yes, we have named them Dick and Gregory, and we will be introducing you all to Dick and Gregory Friday. Y'all turn it down a little bit for me. Yes, we will be. I don't know what's wrong with me, y'all. I do know what's wrong with me. It's the dick diet. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's ration. No, it's peace though. Yeah, but I'm gonna introduce y'all. I'll introduce y'all formally to Dick and Gregory on Friday. So yeah, that should be exciting. All right. So again, with this, yeah, for some people the cycle is not. They're okay with like my little sister who goes vegan every month. Every month she have cramps that that immobilize her, where she can't move. She just want to be rubbed, and she just need to be catered to, and she die. Okay, once a month, my sister die, and and that's just that. And so when she's dying, she always goes vegan on her deathbed, and then she's back with the same fuck shit the next day. So yeah, you have to be willing to save you. Don't ask herbs to do shit that you're not willing to do. It's just not fair. It's it's not fair. Okay. I would say it's silly, it's stupid, but I don't want to talk to you like that. It's unfair. All right. It's unfair to ask a laxative to regulate your bowels when you have the power to, the time to, the means to, the mind to, and you just don't. It's unfair. When the relationships that we have with ourselves, the relationship we have with our houses, these relationships are the relationships we have with other people too. These are relationships that we have with other people too. If you're a sacred woman and you believe the shit that Queen Afua says, and you believe the shit that Layla Africa says, and you believe the shit that Jewel Pookrum says, then you can understand and accept that our world is in a fucked up, dirty ass, warlike, hemorrhaging ass state because we are individually. We are individually. I mean, if you look at it if you just look at a house, all right, if you just look at a house, if everybody in the house is well, and everybody in the house is happy, and everybody in the house is wealthy and happy and wise and learning and growing, and then the whole house is good. The whole house is good. Listen, hold on right quick. Let me put me on some Nina Simone. Every time I start talking about real love and shit, I start thinking about Nina Simone. Birds in the sky know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? These fucking humans might not get it, but birds in the sky know how I feel. River running free know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Fish in the goddamn sea know how I feel. And I'm feeling goddamn good. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If it's like that, there's no war. There's no war. Look in the same house. If somebody mad because they don't make enough money, somebody mad because they nigga unavailable, somebody mad because they tired and now they got to get up, somebody mad because they can't eat what they want to eat. Yo, everybody beefing. It's a war-torn territory. All right. And so that's the place with the world. We really are. That's one of the reasons I know this one gonna fuck y'all up. It's one of the reasons that I have Trump on my altar. Because what the fuck kind of witching you doing if you ain't trying to help us where we being hurt at? You know what I mean? I pray for this man every day. I pray fervently for your boy. Fervently for your boy. You understand what I'm saying? Fervently for your boy that in all your fuck ups, nigga. I hope at night you toss and turn until the right be pressed on your ass. It's peace though. I recognize that if he himself was in a state of health, wealth, wisdom, patience, and kindness, so would our affairs be. Okay. So yeah, that's real shit. That's how we change the world, individually changing ourselves and our homes, then our neighbors' homes, and our blocks, communities, and on and on and on. All right. So that's why this is necessary. It makes sense to me. Animals we see, they seem to be on board. Everything seemed to be going good with the animals. It seemed like they still know what the fuck to do. The bees are still taking care of the queen. The ants are still marching. It seemed like they've got it. I know that, yeah, you've seen how they change when they feel threatened by us. You've seen how they change, how bees are just kind of moving freely, just darting around. And then when somebody irritates the hive, then it's like zzz. You understand? Irritation makes us all that way. We have to learn to master those manipulations and irritations and shit. All right, Menzies, to bleed or not bleed. A woman's menstrual period is a very sacred time, for this is when a woman is most spiritually in tune and most sensitive to her surroundings. Um, she is more open and able to receive messages from the Most High Creator that will aid her in living more harmonious existence. I did read an excerpt earlier. I'm not even sure who the author was. And it said that ancient African women, like animals that eat during the day, you do all your active things in the same time. Just like you don't eat in the late of the night or eat in your sleep. You don't see birds out picking worms and shit. You don't see fish looking for mosquitoes and shit. You don't see this happening at night because this is stillness. This is the hour of clairvoyance. Nature respects God's hours. We don't. We fucking in them hours. We sucking in them hours. We cooking in them hours. We about to go to the Waffle House and we about to go to the hookah club. All right. Listen, I'm just telling you what these motherfuckers are out here saying. All right. The closer we are to a natural state, the more natural the state of our bodies. The closer we are to a natural state, the more natural the state of our bodies. All right. And so this particular text that I was reading said that the ancients understood this. And so the same hours that you work, the same hours that you play, the same hours that you eat are the same hours that you have sex. And that for a woman to have sex in the evening time is taken from her power. That is why they say it ain't my text. This is what the fuck I was reading was saying. That is one of the reasons that sex is promoted and has been blasted to us as a nighttime thing, a sexy, secretive nighttime thing, because that is when a woman's clairvoyance is the most high. So that is when a man or anyone intimate with her can take the most power from her. But we've already talked about harnessing energy. So we know that when I have the most energy, that's when I'm supposed to do the most work. If at my times of the most energy, what I'm doing is giving you the energy so we can go to sleep, then we're affecting the state of the world. All right. On a grand scheme, if everybody was fucking during the day and resting and building and praying and meditating in the night, then I imagine the state of the world would change. Maybe. And I don't think that if everybody was just fucking at night and stopped fucking in the day, we would have the same result. So I don't know how accurate it is, but I am so sick. My reflections are so sick. I'm in no position to push away any knowledge. I'm in no position to tell a motherfucker who's read more than me, interviewed more than me, seen more than me, grown more than me, felt more than me, traveled more than me, what the fuck is the cockananny bullshit. No, nigga, bring me all the cockananny. Please let me eat the fruit and spit the seed. Okay. All right, and I believe this, and let me tell you one of the reasons. I was also just talking to my ex-husband recently about the bras. He was like, he always thought that wearing a bra was like, like an old nigga wearing tighty whities, like, like instead of wearing boxers or briefs, having to wear drawers. He thought the constriction was the same. And I said, no, I don't want to offend you, but if it's okay, I want to wrap my bra around you so you can see what it feels like. And I'm bigger than him, so I had to hold that motherfucker, okay? But I wrapped that bitch around here, and I held it as tight as I could. And when he hit this number right here, so he could just let a little bit of air in that motherfucker, I said, exactly. And they tell us we got to wear these motherfuckers day in. They tell us we got to wear these motherfuckers day out. And if we don't, we asking to get raped. And if we don't, we advertising titties. And if we don't, we loose. And if we don't, we ain't got no class. If we don't, we out here like we in our pajamas. And the shit hurts us and it damages us. And I told him, and you know what? And ain't nobody taught me this, but I can tell this because I ain't no fucking fool. Women here are in places where they wear bras. In our old age, our breasts just sag. Them bitches just drop. They just give the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even lay on my back and get no good dick without doing like the right hand to keep the titties together because the motherfucker keep rolling off to the side. Listen, I tell them when I was younger and I used to watch the shows where they would show these indigenous women, all right? These indigenous women who always had their breast out. Their breasts may have hung low right here, but right here, them bitches turned up like that. And I was like, I used to wonder why the fuck Shamana, baby? And I know it's probably because guess what? Your breasts are supposed to make their own muscles to hold their own selves up. And if you're not constantly cheating by putting them bitches in something to do the work for them, then they will hold themselves. Did you know that? What? No different than the bellies. There are some indigenous women and some in other countries where when you're pregnant, you're just pregnant. You carry the baby, you and your body, that's your business to do. And then you got some countries where everybody might be like, you need to get one of those waistband, lap band, hoist up maternity jean pants that will hold the baby. And then you wonder why the fuck your stomach laid the fuck out that after you have that baby. There's no muscle. There's no muscle. Talking about muscle memory, don't remember shit. It don't remember shit. Like, we ain't gonna play the game like we ancient and we trying to get back to the ancient gods, but we ain't trying to get back to the ancient ways. We can't possibly think that the ancients were trying to find sea moss, chamomile, and lavender, that they was looking for hibiscus. We gotta go travel for hibiscus. Motherfuckers traveled for more land. Motherfuckers traveled for more territory. Motherfuckers didn't travel for herbs and shit. I'm just saying, what's gonna heal us and shit, what's gonna build us, it's looking at more. It's truly looking to their ways. You know what I'm saying? Truly looking to their ways. Like I was just telling you yesterday about the Sugar Avery bath water. You and your in-house plumbing and shit. Right? Sacred woman, I need you to get your ass outside a little bit. Get your ass outside a little bit. All the fuck your body know is indoor AC, chemical heat and shit. And you're safe. Get your ass on out there. Shit. You got a sacred bath, but you scared of the lake water. We got some work to do. All right, so back to this, and time and sensitive surrounding. Yeah, so Queen of Four says this is the time when a woman's menstruation is happening, and for those women who have had hysterectomies and who no longer have a cycle, recognize that cycles don't stop. If a motherfucker take my eyes out, I'm still gonna wake the fuck up. Motherfucker seal my whole mouth up, bitch. Give me a feeding tube. I'm still gonna eat good. All right. They can't cut sacred out of you, and it's important that you know that. It doesn't matter how many surgeries you've had, they can't cut sacred out of you. It don't matter how many times you've been laser treated, they can't laser sacred out of you. That week of sensitivity still happens in you. It still happens in you the same way that it happens in me. All right. Guess what? The same way that I can get pregnant and push out some shit, you can get pregnant and push out some shit. And so it's all peace. Okay. It's all peace. I don't want you to think that you don't qualify or this part ain't applicable to you, because it's very much so applicable to you. There are some of us who are experiencing changes and we know the period is coming, and so we can say that's what it is. And then others of us who don't know, and so we just don't know. We haven't paid attention, we haven't logged it or journaled it. But when we do, we'll begin to realize that for us too, there is a period between 2 and 5 days in every month where we feel more open and able to receive. Okay. Yeah, got to get a tub strainer. Like I said, go get you one of them big metal ass bins, one of them big, like the clothes washing bin they used to have. Hold on right quick. I got a little bitty plastic bin. Hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. So this just to show you what I'm talking about, the shape. See what I'm talking about? You know, the old school bin like this right here, but the bitch big and the bitch metal. And it's what you used to wash clothes in. Yeah, yeah. Sacred woman. Your lap will smell like Tide. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's keep on going. All right. So this article did talk about that. The times a day that we have sex. It talked about what we call lubricant, when the pussy get wet. Yeah, and it talked about how this is also, we talk about chemicals, okay? There are so many minerals and nutrients, and there's so much good shit in this. But anytime you put a chemical somewhere, we've put clay on our faces to draw out boils. We've put onion in places to draw out toxins. Um, I need some more water. All right. Yeah, putting on shit to draw out shit. Let me get back to this text. We've been on here for 42 minutes and we ain't read shit but 2 lines. She's more open and able to receive messages from the Most High, the Creator that will aid her in living a more harmonious existence. And a womb in tune has a peaceful time during the menses. However, this advanced monthly spiritual state can exist only if a woman is truly purified. Just so you're not in the cliffhanger shit, this little thing that I read was saying that the pussy juice, the wet, also contributes, like all the chemicals that are going on. When we have sex, the chemical makeup of our body changes. When we juice the fuck up, the chemicals in our body changes. When we breastfeed, the chemicals in our bodies change. And so, and based on what the fuck I read, I know here. Oh, now trust the people went in when they read this. I saw them in the comments. They're like, he said, so ancients breastfed their babies anywhere from the first 3 to 5 years, and while they were breastfeeding, they did not have sex. All right. A breastfeeding woman did not have sex because even the chemicals that her body produces when she has sex, the chemicals that she receives from his body alter the chemicals of what she feeding the baby. All right. Listen, people's in the comments like, ain't nobody about to have no baby and don't be getting no dick for 5 years. But then I started thinking like ancients thinking. I'm thinking, if a man did have multiple wives, you know what I mean? If a man did have multiple wives, it would be easy. It would be much easier. Not for her, but for him. I could definitely see that. I could see a man not giving a woman sex for 3 to 5 years because he wants the best for his children. Plus, he can get sex from somewhere else. Let's be real. If there's one thing I might not know, it's the ancients. If there's one thing I do know, it's the man. Okay? All right. So we can keep on going. Let me see. All right. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I turn this down so I don't be caught up. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So we're talking about a peaceful womb and shit. However, this advanced monthly spiritual state of peaceful menses can only exist in a woman who is truly purified. Who is truly purified. This healthy state is unlike the so-called normal woman who bleeds 4 or more days, coupled with excessive womb pain and the passing of blood clots. Such a woman is prey to toxic thoughts, eat toxic foods, and is less spiritually in tune. All right. As a result, she is in opposition to her true divinity. The normal woman is environmentally, socially, and dietarily poisoned. This normal woman is environmentally, socially, and dietarily poisoned. Her unnatural lifestyle causes her to suffer from PMS, causes her to suffer from depression, causes her to suffer from anxiety, mood swings, tumors, cysts, and so on. This is why during her menses, she experiences more acute womb conditions. So it's no surprise that a woman who continually defiles her body temple by eating pork or beef, lamb, turkey, chicken, fast foods, encounters the suffering in her womb. And I want to talk to you about cigarettes too. I want to talk to you about cigarettes too. You say used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they call me Batman. You smoke crack, don't you? If you're gonna kill yourself, go on, jump, do it expeditiously. All right. And that's just how I feel about cigarettes. You know what I mean? It's a lot quicker ways to get yourself taken care of if that's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get the fuck up out of here, there's a lot of quicker ways, you know. And cigarettes is anywhere between $6 and $15 a box. And that's a lot. There's a lot of cheaper ways to die too. I'm just telling you the truth because I love you and shit. You know what I mean? Then you ain't got to worry about surviving with throat cancer and all of that shit. And your children wondering why, because they was drawing pictures. You know how the children do when you little. They drawing pictures with you smoking cigarettes and putting a red X on you. um. Oh no, I did try though. I did try. I did try. That's what made me go ahead and just pull my references on Pukram and Layla Africa. The guy's name is T. It starts with a T. I just can't fucking remember what it is right now. But it's cool though. It's probably better this way rather than getting the one document that he was going to give me. I'm having to fish and search. There's a 3-hour documentary by Joel Pukram on the differences in us on YouTube. I believe it's posted by an energy named Standing Tall, standing without a G on the end. If you want to watch that, but it's 3 hours, I think, and 13 minutes, whatever it is. I'll listen to that and take notes as I go. And yeah, and so that's what I'll be doing today. While I'm working, I'll be listening to Joel Pukram. All right. As a result, she's in opposition to her true divinity. This normal woman, I love that they call her a normal woman because, and then proceed to say environmentally, socially, and dietarily, she's poisoned. And by that, our norms are outrageous. We expect to cramp, we expect heavy bleeding, we expect 3 to 5 days. These are things that we expect. If we're having a conversation with a group of women and they're like, yeah, my period is 4 days, mine 5 days, then this is considered normal. Yeah. But we're not, a lot of us are not often aware that it's because we've been poisoned in a multitude of ways. Her unnatural lifestyle causes her to suffer from PMS, depression, anxiety, mood swings, tumor cysts, and so on. Yeah, I'll tell you this because I used to be a cigarette smoker. Like, I could smoke a box a day. Yeah, I could smoke a box a day, 2 boxes if I ain't have no weed. And it's the same way. It's the same way right now that if I eat a tomato, if I hookah, I'm gonna spot immediately. I love you all. I love you all. We about to close up too. Yeah, we all gotta work and shit. We all gotta work and shit. So it's no surprise that a woman who continuously defiles her body temple will struggle. All right. In addition, the level of uncleanliness shows up in both men and women. And it shows up as jealousy, it shows up as greed, depression, overpowering ego. And listen, and it hold on. Why am I hold on right quick? Lies. I'm thinking about lies. Hold on. In addition, the level of uncleanliness shows up in both men and women as jealousy, greed, depression, and overpowering ego. Um, jealousy, greed, depression, and overpowering ego. This uncleanliness shows up a lot of ways. So, overpowering ego. Let me keep going before we be on a whole nother. All right. Yeah. Come on, y'all. I want you to love you like I love you. I want you to know you worth more. And I want you to move like you worth more. And in men, a toxic lifestyle can render the sperm toxic as well. Women receive these poisons during intercourse. All right. The real shit. I want to talk about that too. I want to talk about that too. We ain't got time to talk about that, but I do want to talk about that again too. Because motherfuckers get sensitive when we talking about when especially men, when they hear some when they hear the new age women talking about toxic men and shit. Like nobody wants to be called toxic. Nobody wants to be called toxic. But motherfuckers love toxins though. Motherfuckers love toxins though. True shit. We're gonna talk more about that so we don't leave anybody feeling like they've been picked apart. We just bless you up with the truth so you can make the necessary decisions to enhance your own life quality. The health of the womb indicates what is going on in the rest of a woman's body. Once all flesh foods, their byproducts, and cooked starches are removed from your diet, your menses will reflect total wellness. And you will bleed for 1 or 2 days or even a few hours. A pure diet creates a pure womb filled with love, light, and wellness. With purity comes a menses that is much shorter, with and no longer plagued with PMS, pain, cramping, clots, or exhaustion. As you educate yourself to womb wellness, bear witness to the fact that your menses will flow less and less each month as you drain disease out of your womb. All right. I love you too. I love you so much. I really do. I love you so much. Um, I love you so much. And yeah, there's some shit I need to discuss. I told you I had a conversation with my grandmother. Um, I need to share that conversation with you, but I'm not ready yet. Um, just ain't motherfucking got time to be crying. No, ain't got time to be crying. All right. But she did give me a message and I owe it to you all. All right. I was instructed to pass the message. And I know that there are millions of women who are waiting. So as hard as it is for me to be the one to put the words to it, I'll make sure that no later than Friday. We take that when I introduce you to Dick and Gregory. Matter of fact, we'll do that. We'll talk about grandma's message to you, and then after we take care of that shit, we'll get to Dick and Gregory. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Friday and shit, Ife. Friday, Shamana, baby. All right, I love you. I love you. What today? What the fuck today is? Wednesday. All right. I love you. We'll be here again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right here again tomorrow. Um, same time. All right, same time, about the same time, but probably about 7:02. I'll let you know. All right, I love you. I love you, and I need you. I want you. I respect you. I promise to always protect you. All right, love without condition. Mwah. Peace, family. Peace. All right, go ahead.